as you can tell, I am not where I usually am. I am actually in Boston right now. So, yeah, lots of traveling lately. I've literally been living out of my suitcase for the past 6 or 7 weeks, and I still have 3 more weeks to go, which is really cool, but really kind of crazy when you think about it like that. So this video, I'm going to tell you a bit about my trip to Yellowstone. As some of you know, I was out west a few weeks ago doing some stuff, and while I was there, I had the opportunity to go to Yellowstone, and I'd never been there before. And I went with 2 people who I had never met before up until this point, and one of these people decided that we should go backpacking, which for me, being from the East Coast, is kind of scary because they have things in Yellowstone that we don't have on the East Coast, namely grizzly bears. We're going to the ranger station. Woo! Ranger station! So we went and we got our ticket. We had to watch the bear movie. If you don't know about the bear movie, it's basically what to do if you are charged or attacked by a bear. There is nothing like knowing that you are going into the middle of nowhere and then having to watch a bear video to scare the frickin' daylights out of you before you go and you sleep 12 miles from civilization. We ended up picking a route that took us down from Old Faithful Lodge through Geyser Basin down to Shoshone Lake. It was probably supposed to be about 10 miles in. We think it ended up being closer to 13. So what we did is we hiked 13 miles to this lake and then 13 miles back. The first day it took us probably about, I'm gonna say 5.5 hours to go 13 miles to our campsite by the lake. Hey everyone, we are 4 miles into our hike and my back is killing me. She says hi. Hi! We saw our first hot springs and then kept walking. We kind of lost the trail a few times. Anyway, we got to Geyser Basin. We had a good look around. There was a lot of geysers, a lot of hot springs, and it was just us, and we could look around and see them and wait for them, and there was no one else around to like bug us. It's like the land before time. Once we got through Geyser Basin, we walked a little ways and we couldn't find our trail. And it was kind of strange because everything had been pretty well marked up until this point. It took us an hour yesterday to find the trail because we didn't realize that this was part of it. So yeah, let's watch as she falls in.
Like a boss!
My turn. It's probably only like another 30 minutes to our campsite. We raised all of our food up. That was actually really interesting. The food line, because they have like a piece of wood across, and then you have to throw your rope over it and like pull your food up and stuff. We had done that originally, like set it all up as soon as we got there, and it took probably like 45 minutes for us to get the rope over top of this branch to raise our food and other stuff. It's like the javelin.
All right. All right, let's see.
Not that I ever threw the javelin or anything, but...
Ah, no!
We can do this. It's like a campfire game.
What's the likelihood that there's a bear out here anyways? This is the final attempt.
I'm going for Olympic gold.
Yes!
Now what?
Yes!
We did it! It's stuck in the tree.
Success! Let's just...
I am awesome. I just need the world to know that. Freaking awesome. So we hurried up, we put our tents up. We each had separate tents. And then we went and we sat by the lake and just hung out. We took pictures. I ended up climbing a tree to get a good picture. Coming down the tree was kind of interesting. It was a pine tree. And so it really good to climb, but kind of like smacks you in the face and stuff like that.
Just taking the branch down with you. You good?
This is gonna be good. Face with it. Ow.
It is kind of refreshing.
So everyone knows I'm not getting in the water. Ice bucket challenge. As it got colder, we decided it's time for bed and sleeping bags. And so we went back to our camp area. Probably about 2 or 3 in the morning, I started hearing noises coming from outside of my tent. And I'm lying there with the bear spray in hand, ready to go in case something decides it's gonna come in. And I don't have a light. I don't have anything. And I'm too afraid to shout over to my friend who's in the other tent to like turn the light on so we can check. Because I'm thinking in my head that that is going to attract whatever is outside of my tent. And I'm hearing these noises and I'm freaking out because a bear is attacking us, our campsite. And just like lying there like, oh my god, what if it realizes that I'm here? What if it realizes that food is literally just like 2 seconds away and I'm done? That's like the last they're gonna hear from me. They're gonna have to send out a search party for the 2 of us. It's anyway, I lied there and nothing happened. I'm still hearing these noises, and eventually I convinced myself, whatever it is, it doesn't know I'm here. It's going to be okay. But it wasn't okay. It really wasn't okay. After that, I did not go back to sleep. I was so scared. I was like freaking out. I was cold. Something was gonna eat me. It was, yeah. Meanwhile, my friend who is in the other tent only has the flashlight and no bear spray. And she's sitting in her tent, also hearing these noises, too afraid to shout over to me so that we could check to make sure that something wasn't going to eat us, and too afraid to turn on the light because it might come towards her, and too afraid to do anything. And so we're both lying in the tents, freaking out. And it was really uncomfortable there for a few hours. Luckily, I kind of nodded off for about an hour, and when I woke up again, there was light, and I was able to get up out of the tent and feel like semi-safe because I could see things. Interesting though is nothing was in our campsite. Nothing had like penetrated the, you know, the tents or even our food stash. Nothing had tried to attack it. There had been a tree with pine cones on it, very close to my friend's tent, and those pine cones would periodically drop throughout the night and hit her tent and the ground and the surrounding area. And we were under the impression that a bear was attacking us, but really it was just a pine tree attacking us. We're kind of wimps. I think that's, yeah. Hey everyone, so we're on day 2. We just woke up, we packed up our camp, and we're getting ready to head out. But first, I wanted to show you guys this waterfall that we found. Check it out. Anyway, back to hiking. It only took us 3 hours to get back to Old Faithful Lodge, not even. We were really booking it. Like, we just wanted to get out of the woods. we were discussing bison burgers and about how we could go and catch a bison and walk it to the butcher's. That's how hungry we were. It was kind of interesting to see the difference in time that it had taken us getting out there and as opposed to walking back.
Oh. This is nice. We should have taken this as pillow.
After 2 days in the woods, we have arrived to civilization. There's a road! We got down there and our friends that we were supposed to meet to pick us up weren't there yet. So we got to stay and we watched Old Faithful erupt, and it is really cool. I actually think that was one of my favorite parts of the trip, was seeing Old Faithful go. Make sure that you thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if you want. You don't have to, but I would really appreciate it. Anyway, check out my other videos, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye!
He's giving him a hug.
Yeah, hug his talons. Do you see the blood?